Buddha takes flight. Rip is in the air. Over Pokhara.
All right, it's BarstoolBuddhas, and we're back. Oh, where do we go?
India and Nepal.
India and Nepal. And that was a pretty good trip.
That was an awesome trip.
Yeah, so we had the cold opening here. That's what they call it in the business. No intro, just this clown dangling from a parachute over the Himalayas there. He went paragliding, and so we got a little clip of that. There's a lot of noise on it, which we may get some of it out in editing, and we may not.
Okay.
But we're going to show it any damn way.
Right.
So tell us about the adventure.
Oh, it was excellent.
Well, you know it's excellent. Why would they know it's excellent? Tell them why
I don't know what you tell them about it. The shit.
Well, he used to jump out of airplanes, so this was like a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Umbrek was my pilot. It was about his 2000th flight, he told me. So, really experienced guy. Stepped right off the edge of the mountain. Had to run off. You have to pull that parachute off.
Yeah.
Yep, that parasail, you have to run and tug it. So when you're going, you're committed.
Well, I didn't go because I thought somebody needed to stay on the ground to fill out the death certificate.
All ended well.
So I stayed at the tiki bar down on the main strip,
love the tiki bar,
waiting on the police to come inform me or him to come back. And so that was really good thing. So you might notice behind us there's something different. What is this behind us? This is not our regular Barstool backdrop.
The Busy Bee.
This is the Busy Bee in Kathmandu and Tamil district. Mm-hmm. We ran in there, and we go there every evening, and we'd have some really good food there. Oh, yes. There's good music, unbelievable music in Kathmandu. It's taken Kathmandu by storm. There's a lot of bands like there were in the 60s and 70s. Mm-hmm. Everybody's buying a guitar. All over. They're all buying a guitar and want to get famous, and some of them actually are.
They were very good.
Yeah, very, very good.
Met the owner.
Yeah, Saroj.
Saroj.
Yeah, they've got two locations. They got the one in Kathmandu, and then they've got a resort, which we stayed at for
in
a couple of days. In Pokhara, and they've got another restaurant and bar down there, which had really good music.
And a hotel.
And yeah,
Busy Bee.
Really good place. So we wanted to give them a good shout out here because they were really nice to us, helped us with a lot of other things and what we could do, let us know things that we probably wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
And so
met some good people over there.
Yeah, it was great. So what we're going to do for the next few videos, we've got enough material to do videos about Nepal and India probably for the next year. We've got a lot of places we went, a lot of things we'd like to show you. So this is just kind of like, hey, we're back. You know, lock up the dogs, warn the children, call the parole officer, tell them we're back in town. So we're going to do a few of those things. But like I said, we also stayed at a place right up from the Busy Bee. We'll give a shout out to those Kathmandu Guest House, which has it's the oldest tourist guest house in Kathmandu. It started years ago. It's just a big open field. And anybody who's anybody in the world they've been to Nepal is there.
Yeah.
Their names are on the walls. There's pictures. They have tiles in the sidewalk with people's names. People you would never think of going to Nepal have been there.
There's a little Garden of Eden in the courtyard.
Oh, yeah.
They're in the middle of a busy Tamil district.
Yeah, we'll show you a picture of that as well. It was a great place, and they had a great restaurant there. It was like a little oasis in the middle of this.
It was.
And it's a very crowded city. There's like, 6 million people or something in that area?
Kathmandu's big.
But it was really nice. The airport's everything you've heard the Kathmandu airport can be. It was. They were very, very nice. But it was like...
Organized as a street riot.
It was probably like trying to fly into Akron in 1947. And when you come in, remember the flight in? You know, there's been some airplane crashes in the last little while.
This past week.
But the thing is that they're at altitude, and I don't know much about flying, but I do know this. You have to fly faster, and the attitude of the plane has to be a certain way because of the altitude and the crosswinds, and so they basically fly these things on the ground.
Yeah, we landed under power. We've both flown a lot. That was an strange experience to feel the engine still roaring when the wheels touched down.
My thought was, at least I got to see the peak of a mountain before I went, because that's about what it felt like, and it rattled and rolled. But it was interesting. had a great time there, and we picked up some people there at the airport. There's always tourist people looking to, and they see the Westerners, and they said, these guys might have some money. But we were lucky. They were really reputable guys.
They hooked us up. We did some really good things with them.
Yeah, we were going to take the overnight bus to Pokhara, but if you've been on YouTube and you want to look up the luxury bus to Pokhara, it's about 10 hours over roads you cannot believe.
125 miles?
And it took us 6 hours in a car. It takes a bus 10 hours.
We would have flown, which would have been about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it's only 125 miles, but it's 6 hours in a car, 10 in a bus.
And there's 2 roads over there. When we came back, the main road was blocked. And so we took the back road, which was...
It took about the same amount of time.
Kind of a hairy road, but it was nice. It was through these valleys. And we didn't see much of the mountains because it's fire season and that kind of thing. But it was absolutely beautiful.
It was.
We were going through areas, farmland. I mean, the real people who live out in Tibet.
Yes.
It's almost Tibet there.
Yeah,
there's a lot of Tibetans there. That's
Yeah.
why I bring that. There's a lot of Buddhists from Tibet who fled there. All these they're still working the land. It's just amazing out there. So
You know, the one thing we didn't see on those roads with all those curves and blind curves and everything?
What's that?
Guardrails.
Oh, there's no guardrails.
No guardrails.
No guardrails.
No, and it's straight off the road.
They're saving the steel for something else. We don't know what yet, but
I guess they finally started putting in as rebar in the buildings.
yeah, after the earthquakes. And we went to quite a few places that were affected by that. It was 2015, 2016? Which one?
Yeah, I think it's 15.
Yeah, it tore down a lot of Kathmandu. And
10,000 people died?
Lots of people died. But they're putting it all back together, and they've done a really good job. Done it very quickly as well. But the one thing about Nepal that struck me was, I've been to India several times, and the people in India are wonderful, but they're working at a different pace.
Yeah, it's a little edgier.
Yeah, but in Nepal, it was like...
laid back.
Things were getting done, but I didn't see a lot of heavy anxiety.
Right.
I'm sure it's there, but I'm not going to go looking for it. But it was a bunch of nice people there. Had a really great time.
We talked to a ton of people.
Yeah, so speaking of talking to people, we would go in the evening, like we said, down to the Busy Bee. They had this paneer ticket. If you don't know what it is, you need to find out what it is before you leave the planet. Unfortunately, you're going to have to go to Asia to get the best.
To get the real stuff.
But we would walk down the street, and it was kind of like... I don't know, a Gatlinburg kind of thing. There's lots of stores for tourists, whatever.
It's definitely a tourist area.
So we're walking down there every night, and you want to tell the story about what happened?
Oh, the guy approached you and wanted to know if you wanted a massage?
The guy says, you want a massage? You want a massage? I said, no, I'm too old for that nonsense. And what did he say?
He said, would you like to watch?
Would I like to watch? There you go. Is that hospitality or what? You don't find that just anywhere. We did not watch. We went on to the Busy Bee. We bought some souvenirs. Rip bought some things. I've been to Asia a few times. I've got more souvenirs than I need. We did buy a couple of flags and some prayer flags and things and like that. But we had the food on the strip was amazing.
Everywhere. It was
amazing. And I know a lot of people watching this haven't been to Asia, and you see the pictures of all the poverty and this, that.
And there's that, for sure.
It is there. It is there. But the one thing they do in Asia that I found, and we talked about this, they have a respect for food because they're not always sure they're going to get it.
Right.
And what they do with food, even in the roadside stalls, it tastes wonderful.
Yeah.
They respect it. They make it. And I don't want to denigrate our wonderful culture, but food's become a commodity. It comes in the back of a truck. They unfreeze it. They throw it on the table.
Preservatives, additives.
Yeah. But it was wonderful. We had a great time there. We went up everywhere we went. We had to go uphill,
uphill or upstairs.
Oh man, that was brutal. And so we would do this in the morning when we were just out of bed, we'll show some pictures of the Shiva temple there and the Peace Pagoda there, and there was another monastery. It's kind of funny. Tell them about the Google experience with the monastery.
Oh,
it was just down the street.
Just down the street, and it said that it was mostly flat.
Mostly flat. And it was to the last half mile, and it went straight up.
45 degrees straight up.
It was brutal. But it was worth the walk.
It was.
It was worth the walk. And so... I don't know what else we can add. We're gonna do some more of these. We're gonna do a lot more of these when we edit this. Like I said, I'm gonna try to put pictures of the places we talked about, make it a little interesting. So there's some places we really want to do a whole episode on, like Bodhanath and the Monkey Temple up in Kathmandu, and some of the things, the Peace Stupa and some stuff, because it's really a wonderful place. And what is it they say Nepal stands for? Do you remember?
Never-ending peace and love.
Never-ending peace and love. And as what India means, what? I'll never do it again. Yes. Like I said, I love
next time I'm going straight back to Nepal.
Yeah, I love India, but I'm the first one on the plane to go and the first one on the plane to come home. I do love it, though. And when we went to India, we went to a place called Rishikesh down there.
Oh, yes.
Rishikesh was wonderful, but it was wonderfully crowded this time.
God,
and
we were there during a pilgrimage.
Well, it was tough. A lot of holy people getting holier by the minute.
Oh, God.
And most of them sitting in traffic to get there. So
traffic.
It was brutal.
God.
So I don't know. Again, we want to give a shout out to the Busy Bee. Those folks were wonderful to us, and we had a good experience talking to them about music. We both love music, and they showed us some things on, I guess it was YouTube over there, of all the things that go on there with music in that country. It was just wonderful. We spent a couple of evenings just in the bar on the big screen TVs. They would just bring up one thing that was more wonderful than the next.
Yeah.
And I want to give a big thank you for our drivers that took us back and forth to Pokhara, because there's no way in hell I would have ever got behind a wheel on those roads.
No.
It was a Twilight Zone event.
Yeah, I know people that actually would have anxiety attacks on what we went through. It's just crazy.
Most of them would start at anxiety and go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But it was really wonderful adventure. So, like I said, we'll wrap this up for today. And like I said, we'll be showing you some pictures and some videos. We've got a lot of videos. We're not great videographers. Some of our sound is not great, but if looking at us is not a treat, I don't know what the sound's going to do for you.
Yeah, there you go.
So, I guess that's it for today. What do you think?
That sounds good to me.
Else?
Yep.
All right. So, till next time, see you then.
Namaste.